effect, where this bit gets really saturated and this bit gets no water.
Right.
And it's not going to work for you long term because your plants are going to try and get down.
Cultivator, what? Maybe just when you first move in, just to break up stuff, or just not recommend it at all?
I think it depends. You just need to be not overusing them because if you've got clay soil particularly, you'll end up with a compaction layer. And if you have a compaction layer, eventually your plants are not going to do very well.
Right.
You will start to notice sick plants.
There's always like things going to like kill the worms, it's going to mash up the structure and everything else.
To be honest, you will kill some worms, you're always going to do that. But I mean, the reason that we cultivate is to open up the soil, give it some air, and also to give it, to mix those microorganisms and those things that the microorganisms eat together. So that's why cultivation works. And you can have agricultural systems, for example, that don't have any cultivation in them at all. But they tend to suffer from heavy compaction problems.
You see, like like with farmers as well, where they're like using tractors, this and that. Obviously, the way the farming methods are going, that's what they need to do. But do you think that's like not very good for the environment with the digging up with the tractors rather than like maybe looking at ways of just growing crops or doing the method of maybe just put wood chips on top and just. It's hard to do it on a large scale, that's a problem, isn't it?
It's hard to do it on a large scale, and also sometimes it's not appropriate depending on what's being grown on the ground as well. So I think there are lots of different ways in agriculture that we have of helping the soil to not get essentially broken. Some of those are no-till methods, so some soils will work really well in no tillage conditions, so they don't need any turnover at all. And then others where you only till very occasionally. And that's, I think, what I would suggest for your garden, that you don't every 5 minutes get the rotovator out and go up and down, but you assess the conditions. You don't want to rotovate your soil when it's wet, for example, because all you're going to do is smear the soil particles, especially clay. You're just going to smear and smear and smear, and actually you're creating almost a concrete layer below where your rotovator is, and it's just going to cause you lots of problems going forward. So I think it's about the balance of using a mechanical intervention to help with your cultivation, and then also how balancing that with when you don't need to do that.